What is crowdfunding? Introduction. Welcome to our ultimate guide to crowdfunding. If you've ever had a brilliant idea but lacked the funds to bring it to life, crowdfunding may be the solution you're looking for. In this video, we'll explain what crowdfunding is and how it can unlock the power to turn dreams into reality. What is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is a way for individuals or businesses to raise money from a large number of people to support a specific project or venture. Instead of relying on traditional sources like banks or investors, crowdfunding utilizes the power of the crowd to make things happen. Why is it so popular? The beauty of crowdfunding lies in its accessibility and inclusivity. It allows anyone with a groundbreaking idea, a passion project, or a worthy cause to reach out directly to potential supporters. It gives them a platform to share their vision and ask for financial backing, no matter how big or small. How does it work? First, you create a campaign on a crowdfunding platform, presenting your project or idea to the world. Then, you set a fundraising goal and a time frame within which you aim to reach it. You can offer different incentives or rewards to entice people to donate, making it a win-win situation. Once your campaign is live, you share it with your network, on social media, and with people who might be interested in your project. They have the option to contribute any amount of money they want, and in return, they get to be a part of something exciting and potentially groundbreaking. Why should you consider crowdfunding? Beyond the financial aspect, crowdfunding provides a unique opportunity to validate your ideas and gather feedback from a community of early adopters and supporters. It's not just about money, it's about building a network of passionate individuals who believe in your vision. Conclusion. So, whether you're an entrepreneur aiming to launch your startup, an artist looking for funding for your next masterpiece, or a nonprofit organization hoping to make a difference, crowdfunding is a powerful tool you should consider. Remember, the crowd has the power to unlock your dreams. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more valuable content like this. Before, when somebody needed to support something, whether it was a task, an organization, or anything that expected cash flow to begin, there were a couple of ways of fundraising. They could assume obligation from a credit or likewise fundraise from companions, relatives, or VC financial backers. They might actually take the bootstrapping course and rummage up however much cash as could be expected to finance the actual task. Be that as it may, on account of crowdfunding, presently they can raise capital utilizing the assistance of others. How? Continue to watch the video and find out. What is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is a method for fundraising from an enormous number of individuals who pool together little individual speculations to give the capital expected to get an organization or undertaking going. People, good cause, or organizations can make a mission for explicit causes, and anybody can contribute. In most crowdfunding efforts, you will see an objective sum, how much cash you need to raise, how much cash has been raised up to this point, the number of individuals that supported the crowdfunding effort, and how long is left for the mission. Kinds of crowdfunding. The accompanying 4 kinds of crowdfunding are classified by what the supporters receive as a trade-off for their cash. Gift. Individuals who back these sorts of missions are a bigger number of contributors than patrons. They do it for the purpose, fundraise for a wiped-out individual, or save creatures. This is crowdfunding for philanthropies. Most gift-based crusades are adaptable missions. You'll find such missions on stages like GoFundMe and Indiegogo, which additionally offer the adaptable model. Loaning. This kind of crowdfunding permits people to get credit straightforwardly from others without a bank or other monetary foundation going about as a go-between. Consider this obligation crowdfunding. Reward. In this sort of crowdfunding, patrons will receive a compensation as a trade-off for their cash. It very well may be a book with an individual devotion in a crowdfunding effort to distribute a book, or passes to the debut in a crowdfunding effort for film creation. Kickstarter, Patreon, and Indiegogo are notable award-based crowdfunding stages. Value. This kind of crowdfunding empowers organizations to fundraise from general society as a trade-off for value in the organization. The benefactors get shares. However, before, if an organization had any desire to raise capital from people in general, it needed to give a plan, far-reaching, and open up to the world. However, there are a few exceptions for this. Just settled organizations might have done that. In any case, lately numerous nations passed extraordinary regulations that empower organizations to do as such through crowdfunding stages like Republic, Seed Invest, Crowdcube, and WeFunder. Instances of effective crowdfunding destinations. To assist you with bettering, we investigated and checked on the top crowdfunding stages in light of their convenience, history of creating raising support accomplishment for their clients, valuing choices, virtual entertainment combinations, and that's just the beginning. We should investigate each site beneath. Kickstarter. Kickstarter is a prizes-based gift stage that has been assisting organizations with fundraising beginning around 2009. It has raised more than $5 billion for in excess of 182,000 activities. Kickstarter Crowdfunding 01. A piece of what makes Kickstarter so fruitful is the manner by which straightforward the site is to utilize. You put forth a money-related objective and how much time you need to arrive at it and recount your mission story. You then, at that point, share your task with the local area in order to track down sponsor. There's nothing more to it. GoFundMe. GoFundMe was sent off in 2010 and has become one of the biggest gathering pledges stages web-based, having raised more than $9 billion from north of 120 million gifts. Its prosperity and effortlessness assist with making it the best stage for people. You can set up a GoFundMe page in 3 basic advances. GoFund Crowdfunding 02. To begin with, make your mission by itemizing how much cash you need to raise. Then, recount your story, which can incorporate photographs and recordings. The last step expects you to impart your mission to your loved ones by means of web-based entertainment, instant messages, and email. Lending Club. Lending Club is an obligation-based crowdfunding site since it is a peer-to-peer loaning stage. It presents to $40,000 in private credits and up to $500,000 in independent venture funding. Each credit term is 3 or 5 years. Lending Club landing page. To qualify, your organization should be in activity for essentially a year, the candidate should claim no less than 20% of the business, and it should have a yearly deals income of $50,000. Indiegogo. Indiegogo Incorporated was established in 2008 by Danae Ringelmann, Eric Schell, and Slava Rubin. With Indiegogo, you can make a crowdfunding effort for any thought or item that you need to send off. To get everything rolling, gathering, subsidizing, utilizing the site, you can set up a mission for as long as 60 days, the expense for which is a 5% stage charge in addition to a 3% to 5% outsider handling charge. Their instruments permit you to coordinate with different stages, including Meta and Google, to advance your mission. Whenever you are finished fundraising, you'll get it by means of your bank inside 15 workdays. You can likewise put resources into one of a huge number of thoughts and items and become a benefactor. Indiegogo is a certified business with a BBB with an A+ rating. Crowdfunding rules. Most crowdfunding destinations have explicit standards. For instance, Kickstarter doesn't permit value crowdfunding and has a rundown of denied things that you CA exclude from your task. It's wise to peruse these guidelines completely prior to picking a stage, so you don't need to stop your mission before it even begins. Assuming you disregard the principles and bounce into your crowdfunding effort, the probability of accomplishment plunges. You ought to sufficiently explore different crowdfunding locales, so you can comprehend which stage turns out best for your business. You ought to likewise actually take a look at government security regulations prior to choosing crowdfunding as a sanity check. The difficulties of crowdfunding. From every one of the advantages crowdfunding gives, it is extremely simple to expect that it is a simple or free approach to bringing in cash, yet what we will generally neglect is that it requires a great deal of work to lay out an undertaking that patrons will see as a significant help. Achievement isn't ensured, and as crowdfunding keeps on acquiring prominence, sponsors have become shrewder in the tasks they support. Kendrick Wynn, chief and prime supporter of crowdfunding Stage Republic, has recorded 5 key difficulties that plague reward-based crowdfunding efforts. Finding and executing a financially savvy showcasing procedure previously, during, and after the mission. Creating the right informing in the mission depiction that will drive interest in the item or administration. Fostering an enlightening and energizing effort video that makes sense of the item and its advantages. Making and arranging the prizes program to amplify the return for capital invested in an intelligent way. Tracking down the best and cost-proficient satisfaction strategy for the prizes. Different difficulties likewise emerge in value crowdfunding. As indicated by Connor Youthful, pioneer and chief of Adequate Food Sources, value crowdfunding requires more accentuation on instructing potential financial backers who don't be guaranteed to have a speculation foundation. Building a fruitful crowdfunding effort. To have the option to settle on huge choices, one ought to begin with preliminary ones which are expressed beneath. Win big or bust mission. On the off chance that there is a sure measure of cash you need to raise to satisfy the motivation behind the mission, then, at that point, you ought to go for a win big or bust crusade. Be that as it may, assuming it's a crowdfunding effort for a non-benefit which can utilize any sum it raises for the reason, then, at that point, the adaptable mission can function too. The amount cash are you hoping to raise? The vast majority put forth a more significant standard sum than they ought to. You ought to mean to put forth the base objective sum that will empower you to satisfy your center reason, which incorporates all reasons. A crowdfunding effort. Brain research is this way. Individuals feel considerably more happy with support a mission that as of now has patrons. They could do without to be the first. Numerous crowdfunders are worried that assuming they'll lay out a lower objective sum, individuals will quit backing them once they meet it. Length of the mission. Missions ought to have a need to keep moving, a danger of a lost and open door on the off chance that the help button isn't squeezed now. Indiegogo distributed a few information that showed the ideal mission length is 30 days. Some crowdfunders say it's even not exactly that. Running a crowdfunding effort calls for a great deal of investment and exertion. You can't do it appropriately for 60 days, and you most likely can't meet your possible in 10 days or less. Crowdfunding video. It's demonstrated that great video content expands your opportunities to fundraise in light of the fact that a decent video conveys the message of your mission in a quicker way, and it accommodates individuals' diminutive capacity to focus. It likewise makes you look more engaged, both to expected supporters and crowdfunding stages who vet your undertaking. For most crowdfunders, this is the greatest problem in the mission building stage. Thus, assuming that you have a spending plan, you ought to consider recruiting an expert to assist you with it to ensure that your video sticks out. Notwithstanding, a great deal of missions will generally collect a powerful measure of cash with their amateurish video. It happens in light of the fact that what makes a difference is the message that is being conveyed, not the nature of the video. Step-by-step instructions to set up a video content. Setting up a video content can be somewhat of an interesting arrangement, yet all the same it's feasible. In the event that you're befuddled about building an imaginative content, you can watch recordings on YouTube. There are a few recordings that give nitty-gritty instructional exercises on the best way to make appealing video content for your crowdfunding efforts. How long should a video be? Your video ought to be as long as 3 minutes long, however you have 5 to 10 seconds to grab individuals' eye. Show yourself and your group in the video, individuals need to see who the cash goes to. Likewise, show your item. You need to ensure that your video contains as much meat as possible. What is crowdfunding? In the past, when someone wanted to fund something, whether it was a project, a company, or anything that required capital to start, there were a few ways to raise money. They could take on debt from a loan or also raise money from friends, family members, or VC investors. They could even take the bootstrapping route and scrounge up as much money as possible to fund the project themselves. But, thanks to crowdfunding, now they can raise capital using the help of others. How? Keep watching our A to Z guide of crowdfunding and find out.